Get lit. Get lit. Get lit. Everybody get lit right now. Get lit. Get lit. Get lit. Everybody get lit right now.
Oh, we live. Okay, my bad. Hello, everyone. It's been a minute. We're back. Thanks for tuning in to Swap Radio. I am Monica. I don't know what happened to. Oh, Tony's here.
I am Tony. I'm Tony.
Our returning viewers, Tony works in the evening, so he's able to slide through during his shift and, add to the show. But before we get started, before we go any further, while I was preparing to come on, I happened to see on social media, as some of you may have, that Jackie O, is what they would call her on, I guess on everything. I just know her from being a Wild 'N Out girl, and also DC Young Flies. They're saying long time partner. I thought they got married. I don't know. However, I would like to send my condolences to DC Young Fly, his kids, her family, even their extended family, Nick Cannon, and the rest of the crew. Anyone that knows her closely, not just from but I'm not even gonna say that because some people watch people on TV and then they feel like they're like close and like their family. So I just send my condolences out to everyone attached in any way. From what I'm reading, she was having some sort of cosmetic surgery, and she passed soon after having the surgery, which is unfortunate. It was allegedly a mommy makeover, and this mommy right here will have just what she has. I will not be doing any of that. If I don't lose it the regular way, it just won't happen. It's just a little sad, and I really didn't want to start the show off down, but I just feel like I should have expressed that. So again, my condolences to all attached in any way. So to move right along, respectfully, if you missed any episode, any season of Swap Radio, you could just log on to On Fire TV. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all probably like, what's she doing? But you can just log on to onfire-tv.com and check out any of our past episodes. And you can laugh with us. I don't think anybody cried on the show as of yet. But you can definitely, peep out our old episodes and let us know what you think. Also, keep in mind, if you've seen it, if you have not seen it, here's the announcement yet again. We are looking for co-hosts. You don't have to be every week. We can work it out that you're every other week, once a month, drop in, that type of thing. Just we would like to add more people to get more opinions and not just from me and Tony. A lot of you only hear from me and Tony. We do have some people that drop in on the regular, but today is just me and Tony whenever Tony can pop in.
I'm in here.
Oh, look, he said he's in here. He's still working, but he in here. So let me give him a following, and I'm going to give the show's following as well. We are Swap Radio on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and even Twitter. I'm still trying to get into the social media thing for the show. I am very active on my own. If you send me a follow on Instagram, I need you to inbox me and let me know that that's where you're coming from. And you're not coming from some weird space. My Instagram is Monica WLS and the number 2. My TikTok, that's open. So it's the same thing. Monica WLS in the number 2. Tony is somewhere over there, but trust and believe he's Tony Berger on all social media.
Tony Berg on all social media platforms.
So he gonna pop in, and y'all gonna hear Tiffany barking. It's gonna be all that stuff going on. Tony in the ghetto streets of Baltimore County, I think. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, I'm in Baltimore County.
Hi.
I'm in Baltimore County.
Yeah, see, he in the ghetto streets of Baltimore County. I'm working hard too with that. So anyway, let me get to the quote. I have a quote of the day I think is necessary. I couldn't make my decision on which single one to use. But I feel like some women, let me not say women, because it'll work for both. But I did particularly pick this out for women. Tony one day can maybe pick out something for the men. It may apply to you both. Use it if you may. Don't forget to tell yourself positive things daily. Y'all know daily affirmations. Y'all can do that. You must love yourself internally in order to glow externally. Okay? Did y'all get that? You must love yourself internally to glow externally. And most importantly, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. And I think as women, we kind of forget that. So just remember that. Love yourself, or you can't love anyone else. Now, I think that's just self-explanatory. I'm not gonna. So because I couldn't decide which one we needed for this year's day, that's that. But I also want to say this goes to everyone, not just the women. That one was, my women's thing. But believe in yourself. Have a bulletproof mind. Don't seek validation. There's nothing to prove to others. Know yourself. People will always have an opinion. Just laugh it off. Pay it no mind. Certainly don't get provoked. Stand by what you believe in and don't ever fold. Period. Y'all know that comes from the City Girls. Period. So don't ever fold. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Okay, I don't know how good it is, but I'm just, we have been on a break, a season break, and some things went on. So I'm going to share mine while Tony is working, but I just have to share what happened with me. So before we took our break, I was talking about my birthday. I was excited about my birthday. So, yes, Monica had her 45th birthday party. When I tell y'all I needed to be hands-on, I needed to, be all in it. So I had hired, and I have to give shout outs to everyone who had a hand in it. My daughters, of course, my sister Renee, my cousin Shanette, which are those last two people, Shanette and Renee. They pop in, pop out to the show. They just started doing this like frequently. I initially hired Shanette to decorate, and because I do the same thing, I couldn't stay away. So I had to go and, help out with setting up for my party. But somewhere around about some pictures are going to pop up from the party. When I say I had a ball, I had an absolute ball. Okay. I think I danced from the moment I got in the door. I don't think I really sat down. I think I took a couple bites of food, but for those who were there, you know, I really did enjoy myself. So my vendors. Let me shout out my vendors because Shanette is exquisite designs. She decorates. Like I said, we do the same thing. My photographer is John from he's the owner of Mastermind Photography. My DJ was DJ Twiz. These people you can find on social media. They're on, for sure, Facebook. And I believe Instagram. So that is Exquisite Designs, DJ Twiz, and John, I think it's John Hudson. Yeah, and the cake, when I tell y'all, that cake was so good. So good. Like, oh my goodness. I didn't get any that night. Let me say that. I didn't get any until the next day. But the cake lady is the sweets life. It was awesome. Here's a picture of me and the last picture was me and my only grandchild, which is why I said she's my favorite, because I only have one. So, of course, I couldn't have a party and she not be there. I was asked also about this dress and who made it. I don't know who made it, but I purchased it from Fashion Nova. So that I'm finally saying where it came from, because people were saying crazy things in my inbox, a number of things. But yes, indeed, I did change my outfit because I like to dance and I could not dance. I cannot dance in heels. I mean, I can, but I won't. I'm more comfortable in my Jordans, as you guys can see. I'm more comfortable in my sneakers. I have become a sneakerhead, and yes, I was going to be flat. So, again, I enjoyed my party so much so that I want to have another party, just because party. So I will figure out what kind of party, but it's going down, okay? Drinks and all, I need the same photographer, same DJ, of course. Those two will never change. I don't know if we'll need as many decorations, but of course, me and Shanette will tag team that. That's what we do. So that weekend was pretty busy, you know. My birthday party on Friday, and then boom, my daughter's prom that Saturday. Y'all, I had a hangover the next day, but I made it happen. The backdrop, because I had this hangover, I had to get Shanette well, not totally because of the hangover. My daughter left a part to her wardrobe at home, so I had to come home and get it. So I had to get her to finish the garland, but everything turned out great. It was a awesome prom send-off. Her and her date looked awesome. Their color was royal blue. Pictures. Boom, look at that. Look at the detail and the tail of that dress. Look at the ruffle. She was so happy. She loved that dress. We was a little upset about how it went, but at the end result, she loved that dress. And that's just all that matters. That she loved that dress. And of course her date did. Her date was her boyfriend. Let me just not say her date. Her boyfriend was with her and escorted her to the prom. And of course, my baby, my last of my crew, going to senior prom. Graduation is June 10th. So I'm a proud mom over here. I'm excited. And I now have all adult children. I don't want to get emotional. But yes, that was my birthday weekend in a nutshell. I'm not sure if Tony is available to speak about what he's been doing since we've been on break. I would like to know if he's working.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My phone in the truck. I'm finishing up. But yeah. So actually the same day of your party, I ended up missing it because my homeboy wife got in an accident with the police. So, but on that same day, I had a daddy-daughter dance. Then I escorted Tayana to her prom, and then after that, I was on my way to your party when the accident occurred. And my homeboy was in Puerto Rico when his wife had the accident. So of course he called me Captain Saver, female.
But that's your homeboy, and you gonna use Captain Saver what?
Female.
You know what?
That's what I said. That's what I said. So I did a homeboy favor. Captain saved his wife. So she didn't want to go to the hospital, but she had like a 3-inch gash in her head, required 8 stitches. But what else I did on the break? I went to bike week in Myrtle Beach and worked my ass off. That's pretty much all I did.
You just did this.
What, bike week?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was this weekend. You said while we was on our break.
Was it any drama?
Well, they had it wasn't no drama per se, but they had 2 incidents that were significant. Everybody know about the Carolina squats on the trucks. I don't like them. If you don't know, Carolina squat is when they put the rear end all the way down to the ground and the front is all the way up in the air. Yeah, it looked like an airplane taking off in the ride. One of them trucks hit and ran someone and killed them. And then they had some white guy that got mad because all the bikes was down in Myrtle Beach and he shot the beach shot. So
Hold on, you guys. I have breaking news. Y'all ready?
Be ready.
Boxing champ Gervonta Tank Davis was taken into custody at Baltimore City Central Booking on today, less than 1 month after he was ordered to serve 3 months of home detention for a hit and run. That's all I have. I don't have any details. But I think that's enough details. He was taken into custody.
Oh shit! I might have to exit the show and call my special person.
Look, I just got the text, so now I'm on like social media trying to find him. Wow. So if he was taken into custody after an impromptu hearing. Okay, so it says Sheriff Sam Cogan, I guess, confirmed that sheriff deputies had taken Davis into custody following a court hearing, and that Judge Althea Handy had ordered Davis to serve the remainder of his jail sentence.
She was trying to send him to jail anyway.
But what is the jail sentence?
I thought it was 8 months.
Like, oh my gosh.
He gonna appeal that and come out, but she was anxious to send him to jail from the jump.
Wow. I like when I get texts and updates and stuff. I like that. But
because if I'm not mistaken, I thought part of the conditions was he couldn't leave Baltimore, and I believe he's been out of Baltimore.
Well, see, let me say this: people have this thing where if you sneeze, you post it on social media. If you cry, you argue, you fuss, it has to be on social media. And so that can be the problem. And if you think you don't have any haters out here, what?
Yeah.
Definitely. You definitely have a hater. However, he's also has an ankle monitor, so I don't want to hear that. I don't know what it is, but we'll get more details, I guess, when they are released. Let's hop on in the stories real quick because these are interesting. Oh wow, look, you have a picture of him. That's cool. I hope you understand what's going on. Because sometimes I feel like he's a little slow. But I hope he's able to understand the process and all that's happening. So if he has to finish his sentence, is that the 8 months that Tony said, or I don't know. I know he's gonna hold his own way going, but anyway.
He's gonna be on 23-1. They're not gonna let him run population because he got too much.
Not.
Yeah, he got too much money, too much power, so they don't want him to corrupt the correctional officers, or they don't want no problems in the kids. He's gonna be on lockdown. He ain't gonna be in there long because his lawyers are probably gonna say that his celebrity status makes him a threat inside of there, and they're gonna probably send him home on supervised.
He already on it.
I don't think it was supervised.
It was. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm not doubting you because I ain't followed it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I followed it for conversational purposes, but we didn't have a reason to talk about it, so I wasn't unsure when he got the original sentence. I just heard it was 8 months, 3 on, something like that. And I might be wrong, but it was like 8 months, 3 on home monitoring, and then so many years of probation or something like that. But I know that judge wanted him to go to jail from the beginning. He was hell bent on that.
It said that he was taken into custody less than 3 months after he was ordered to serve 3 months of home detention. So in order for him to be home detention, he has to be monitored.
What's the full sentence that he had?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to look up, but I'm still, I still have a show to maintain. That was just breaking news, y'all. We had to get there. Maybe we can get Diamond K to look that up real quick for us, please, if you can. But I wanna move on to the real topic of today, which would be. I didn't brief you on it, Tony. I do apologize. But it would be about Travis Rudolph, who's a former New York Giants. He was about to go to the PFL. He returned to the city. He is charged with murder and murder. So what happened was he had gotten into it with his ex-girlfriend. She did what? The infamous thing that couples do, because I won't say just females, because men do it as well. But she went looking into his phone and looking into the phone, she got messages from other girls. Okay. So, flirty messages and this, that, and the other from other girls. They got into this argument, and now you can see them. We have footage, but I'm going to tell you guys. You can see them outside arguing. He yells to go back in the house. He tells his brother, "Look, this B is crazy." And once he called out her name, she swung, started hitting him. Whatever happened, she decides she's gonna call her brother. She wants them to shoot his shit up or whatever. The brothers come over there, and all hell breaks loose. And so now he's on trial. So now we'll see the news clip that was played, and then we can discuss further.
911, what's your emergency?
I just heard a ton of shots behind me. I just heard shots fired.
It sounded like 10 gunshots.
It's a guy out here saying that he's just been shot.
April 7th, 2021. 911 calls for help flood into dispatch around midnight.
Things escalated so quickly.
For the first time, Travis Rudolph talks about the night he says 4 men showed up at his front door.
I heard just a loud bang, as if like the police was at the door.
In exclusive video, we can now see everything playing out on security cameras.
This all happened within seconds, so my brother was the first one to get to the door, so I was worried about his safety as well.
Who is it? Where Travis at? Travis at?
According to court records, Rudolph and his then-girlfriend, Dominique Jones, got into a fight earlier that night.
Open this door, bro, because this got me. Dominique, stop.
Who are you calling a bruh?
Afterwards, she texted her brother, Keyshawn Jones. Evidence shows they both made threats towards Rudolph.
As soon as I came outside, literally, Tyler, he sucker punched me to my left eye. It was Tyler and Sebastian. They was kind of trying to corner me in. And Tyler, he had pulled out his firearm. And during that time, Tyler pulled out his firearm. Sebastian was like, you mess with the wrong girl, you're gonna die tonight. And then that's when I went back inside and grabbed my firearm.
The fight spilling out into the street. The video shows Rudolph then running off his property with an AR-15.
I had to do what I had to do, you know what I'm saying, to protect me and my family. My brother was on the ground getting jumped by 2 of those guys getting kicked. So that's the reason why I went down the street. While they're all in their car, I see 2 firearms pointing at me and my brother. And I couldn't believe it. And it's just a split decision where I just felt like it's either me and my brother or these guys that's, you know what I'm saying, gonna get hurt.
Rudolph firing 39 rounds, the 4 men speeding off.
I know people at home are gonna question, okay, he has an AR-15 and he fired 39 times. What's your explanation for that?
I can't even count how many times I shot, to be honest with you. I got fast reflexes, I play football. And on top of that, I felt like I had to keep shooting until the threat is no longer a threat anymore.
Did you realize you had shot somebody when that all happened?
No, I honestly didn't know I had shot anyone. And my heart sunk. I was just trying to get them away from me and my brother, from killing us, really.
Sebastian Jean Jacques was shot and killed. Tyler Robinson was also shot but survived. Keyshawn Jones and Christopher Lowe were not hurt.
Would you do anything differently?
It was a matter of life or death at that moment that I had shot. And I'll do the exact same thing if it came down to it.
So, now this is interesting. I've been following the trial myself. I have watched the ex-girlfriend, Dominique. I've watched her testify. I've watched, what's her name, Dominique Jones. I've watched Christopher Lowe. I believe that's his name. I've watched him testify. I haven't seen Keyshawn. I've also seen Tyler testify. And I don't know why they want, I don't know why they want people to believe that they were going over there to talk. She clearly said, please go shoot his shit up. What in the world does that mean? Because I know it don't mean just go over there and talk to him. She wanted them to take guns. During her testimony, she said that Dominique said that she knew her brother had, which is Keyshawn, had a gun permit to carry, but she don't believe he left the house with the gun. But then she said he did leave the house with the gun. Like, she was going back and forth. She looked at the judge and said she's being argumentative, talking about the defense attorney, but In my opinion, it was her. She came off with a nasty attitude the entire time. So she was just a mess the entire time. I don't think a verdict, because I have it so I can get the notifications, but I don't think a verdict has been reached. It is a jury trial. So I'm just waiting to hear what goes on with that. And the reason that I even brought that up, honestly, is because we literally, when I say literally, we literally had the same situation happen here. And in Baltimore, for those who may or may not know, that is where I am. There was a situation where two neighbors had gotten into it about parking. And it was a 48-year-old man. I think we discussed this before we had took the break. His name is Marvell Worsley, and he's facing multiple charges at this point. This happened on April the 1st. He got into it with his neighbor, and she decided that she would call her dad, Mr. Charles Murray, rest in peace, her grandmother, Miss Briscoe, and her friend, I'm guessing maybe her boyfriend, maybe. I'm not sure. But she called them over to handle Mr. Worsley. And it didn't turn out the way that I'm sure she may have wanted it to go. Oh, it is one. Okay. I'm sorry. So it just, these two stories kind of like, they're the same, basically, to me. Of course, you guys can judge that. This trial hasn't started, of course, as of yet. But we have one more clip to show you in reference to Mr. Travis Randolph.
Thank you so much.
Former NFL player Travis Rudolph back in court today as his murder trial continues at this hour.
He's accused of shooting and killing one person, injuring another outside of his Lake Park home in April of 2021. Rudolph claims it was in self-defense. Our Caleb Califano joins us live outside the Palm Beach County Courthouse with new development.
Well, today the defense continued their multi-hour-long cross-examination of Tyler Robinson. Now, this was one of the four men that confronted Travis Rudolph the night of the shooting. Now, the defense continuing to go back to the night of the shooting, asking Robinson about where he was when Travis Rudolph fired his weapon and how he got away from the scene. Robinson telling the jury once again he jumped the fence and dropped his weapon that he brought. Today, the defense going back to a previous deposition, discussing Robinson's statement that during the entire situation, he never pointed a gun at Travis.
I asked if he pointed a gun at Travis Rudolph. Remember that?
I agree.
You said no, sir. He tried to blow my brains out and kill me. Remember saying no, sir? You remember that, right? In November of 21?
I agree.
Travis Rudolph is a former Florida State Seminole and NFL player. He's charged with shooting two people, killing one outside his family's Lake Park home in April of 2021. Robinson was one of the two allegedly shot. The other person, Sebastian Jean Jacks, was killed. Now, Rudolph says he fired those shots in self-defense. As we hear from more witnesses, we'll make sure to keep you updated on air and online. But for now, we're live in West Palm Beach. Caleb Califano, WPBF 25 News.
Okay, so because he keeps saying in self-defense, as I said, I've been paying attention to the trial. I've been watching. So Travis Rudolph is saying that after he went in the house and came back with the gun, he saw them like turning towards him in his brother, like pointed, like the guns out the window, pointed at them. So that's why he shot. But he shot off 39 rounds, according to them. none of the people that went there, like, at first they said they didn't have guns. That's why I'm glad you used that clip. But they said they didn't have guns, and then they had guns. Then you didn't, because you didn't have a gun. You said, or so you say, you never pointed it at them. But how could you say you dropped your weapon if you never had a gun? So how did you drop it? So it's a big mess. I don't think he will get off on the stand your ground law, which is what he's trying to get off on. I don't think that will work, but something has to give. Like, he could.
What state was this in again? What state was this in again?
Jeez, don't get me started. I was trying to remember everything else. I wasn't even on the state. It's probably right here. That's the bad part. It's like right here. Florida. What am I talking about? That's why I said to stand your ground law. Duh. So they're saying that because he was going away from them, because they were leaving the scene, he should not have shot the gun or whatever. But he also said they were facing, the guns was pointed at him. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation because the ground states, as long as there was a threat persistent, you can do whatever it takes.
But they was leaving.
39 shots would be unreasonable. But if they was leaving, that erases the stand your ground. But if they were still pointing guns at them, they're still considered a threat. So it's a very tricky situation.
He has to prove that.
That wouldn't work.
He has to prove that they was pointing the guns. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're agreeing on the same thing. Yeah, just because they was driving away, you know what I'm saying? You can't stand your ground when they're driving away. That's not what that law is for.
No, the car wasn't moving when he at the time. But what I'm saying is, none of those people around him had a ring camera. So right now, he really cannot prove that they had the guns drawn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why did none of them shoot?
Right.
So I don't.
Especially if you're shooting 39 rounds at them.
Now, I don't think he even knew how to use the weapon because it wasn't automatic. What was it? AR-15? What was it?
AR-15, it depends. It's not all of them are automatic.
But that's what they said in court. It was automatic.
Oh, it was automatic? And yeah, he didn't know what he was doing. He just held the trigger. And the gun's going to shoot the 39 rounds within 5 seconds.
And see, and that's the thing, right? That makes people concerned because you just shooting this weapon and you only really shot 2 people. A bullet could have went into someone's home and killed them, their child, or whatever. And what's even weirder is the
if he's charged with
the 911 call told me she only heard 10 shots. They said it was 39 rounds. Wait a minute. How you hear 10 shots?
Well, and as fast as they come, it probably charged with like anything like reckless conduct or reckless endangerment or shit like that. He gonna get all that now.
Oh, of course. Of course, I know he expected it.
That 39 rounds to me, that 39 rounds don't seem reasonable, especially when it's not one return shot.
Well, I'm waiting for all that.
So to me, that whole case is trash.
Like, I don't know about whether it was return fire or not. At this point, I'm just like, I'm still tuning in. Like, I'm still trying to get all the details. But
right.
If it was me, I mean, maybe he's thinking like, oh, they ain't coming back. Wow, Tony yawns on every show, y'all. Listen, I don't know if he was trying to make sure they couldn't come back to get him. Because she clearly in that text message said, please go shoot up his shit. or shoot his shit up, whatever the remix of the words were. That's what she wanted them to do. And like I said, and I brought in the Baltimore situation. People have to stop just running to the defense of their family members without knowing the full story. They know they went over there to do something. They didn't go over there to talk to him. They had guns. Y'all was going to do exactly what she asked y'all to do. Shoot his shit up. It was no conversation.
People need to stop doing stupid shit like that, period. Because ain't no way I'm going over there beefing with my sister, cousin, aunt, uncle, anybody, neighbor, over a fucking parking space.
Yeah, now see, like I said, the girl with here in Baltimore, she called her father and them over there for a parking spot. So now you done got your father, your grandmother, and your boyfriend or whoever it was, you done got him killed. You got all three of those people killed and yourself injured over a parking spot. I don't know.
See, Maryland, another one of the indoctrinated states where you can't stand your ground. So that guy, he's going to get time for defending himself because in Maryland, you have to retreat before you can defend yourself.
Oh, he retreated already. He went back in the house and got a gun.
Yeah, that's murder.
I mean, he gonna get the charges. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna get that time, unfortunately.
But she outlived that
you
the
know
rest
you
of
can't
her life.
go up to people's house thinking you're gonna say and do what you want. Like, I'd have been pulling somebody in the house. Come on in.
You don't know what's on that person's mind and what they got in their house.
Exactly. I'm not knocking on no door at all.
I've been stopped that shit years ago. I was still a teenager. I knocked on the door, tried to fight the fire. The lady came to the door and threw pissing dog shit out the door at us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like they must have been using a bathroom in a bucket. I ain't kidding you. I mean, yo, but that, yeah, I've been stopped going knocking on people's doors trying to fight anybody. I probably was about 16, 17. I remember that so vividly.
Ew. All right,
yeah,
listen.
yo, that shit hit us and splattered.
Ew. I'm sorry. Ew. Listen. So, I don't even know how I want those cases to turn out. I just think that just don't go to people's house. Don't do that. Okay, that was in Florida. This is in Maryland, and unfortunately, I don't ever want to be put in that position. However, you guys feel free to comment or whatever. Y'all know we always take our conversation. Well, I always take the conversation off of here and have it on my social media pages. I'm not sure if Tony does the same. However, earlier this evening, before we got on here, now Tony, this is a good topic for you. Okay. So let's just say, okay, you're dating someone. You're in this, well, you was, but anyway, let me just tell the story. So you're dating someone. Their child is going to, I don't know, I guess graduate. I'm gonna say senior, graduation. 12th grade. They're leaving high school. They only have a certain amount of tickets, right? Would you be offended if the person that you're dating, or well, what my friend said was he's supposed to be her boyfriend, but she said that he can get a ticket. She'll let him know if it's an extra ticket so he can go. Now, mind you, they're just dating, and he did this, the quotations extra, he said the words, quote unquote, boyfriend. So my question is, would you be offended by this or okay with this, that you could possibly get a ticket? Not that you already have a ticket, to attend the graduation, but that you possibly can attend the graduation.
Who is it again?
Someone that you're in a relationship with. If her son is graduating from high school, you know there's a certain amount of tickets. It's always a certain amount of tickets. If you're not in the definite get a ticket, are you offended or are you okay with that?
If we just like, if we ain't got like no real stability, like no long term ties to each
You're
other.
in a relationship. Just use that. Just you're in a relationship. I don't want to say long term, short term. Just
the length of the relationship matters. If it's like a year under something like that, you don't get a ticket. Who cares? I wouldn't be offended. No, I wouldn't be. Now, if it's a long-term relationship and you got ties to that young man, then yeah, I'll be offended. But if we just dating and it's not like the time matters, and his position in that child's life. Because if he's just a boyfriend and just coming around here and there, no, you don't get no ticket. Get out of here with that.
Okay, well, let me just hear me out. Just hear me out. So I don't. He's in his feelings. Okay. Me personally. Okay. My daughter only gets 6 tickets to her graduation. Okay. Her father has been absent. The thought didn't cross my mind to say yes, he get a ticket. However, in their situation, girlfriend, boyfriend, no man of mine is going to get a ticket. I'm thinking in terms of everybody else. Even if it's just 6 tickets, I see me.
Your mother, your father.
Of course, my parents.
Your other daughter.
Diamond. My sons won't go.
That's why I didn't even say them.
Jada need a ticket. Jada's not staying with anybody. Everybody's going to be at the graduation that she would stay with. But they're saying all children need a ticket. But Jada and her aunt are like this. Like, you be trying to figure out which one of them girls is the mother. That's how their relationship is. And then there's that one ticket. She wants her boyfriend to go on the ticket.
That's who goes.
So, but see, that's what I'm saying. So I wouldn't say or tell a man that I'm dealing with, you going to my daughter's graduation. No. Not me. I'm not doing that. Why do you get to override anything else? So when I asked him, I said, well, where's his father at? Because in most situations, there's the parents, there's the grandparents. So where's his father? Why do you think you get a ticket over his father? So he mad with me because I don't agree with him. So first of all, his father has been deceased for that. Oh, okay. Well, is it a grandmother? Somebody overrides you. So then he goes to the fact that because he do stuff for him. Oh, I buy him stuff. And I buy it. So what? So you think you deserve a ticket because you bought him a pair of sneakers or you did this, that, and so you deserve a ticket to the graduation?
So answer this. This guy, do he have any significant influence in that young man's life?
Oh, I don't know. Listen, let me tell you what I did do.
Because that's what matters. That's what matters. Because if and I'm saying this from a man's point of view that raised kids that was not his. You feel what I'm saying? If the situation, when I first started dating the young lady who I was dating, I was raising kids that wasn't mine, right? And during that first year or so, I wasn't obligated to go to nothing, none of that. I brought Christmas. I did birthdays. I did all that. By that second, third year, I was entitled to stuff because I was raising them young ladies. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just dating you,
fathers around?
their father was around, and this is my hand of God. When they asked him for something, he would say, "Ask your other father." Directed that towards me. So and when I say around, they knew who he was. They reached out to him, but he wasn't voluntarily pouring into their life. They was living with me the whole night. Well, by this time they was living with me. Beforehand, they wasn't living with me. You know, I was just kicking out money. You know what I mean, doing things for them, whatever. I wasn't entitled to nothing. That's me, who raised two girls. That wasn't mine, from 2 and 4 to now 23 and 21. So up until they was 6 and 4, I didn't consider myself entitled to nothing. So the preschool graduations, the kindergarten graduations to the first grade, I wasn't pressed to go to none of that stuff. But after we got to like high school and all that, yeah, I raised them. I'm going there. So if he's not having a significant input in that young man's life, he's not entitled to nothing because he brought some tennis shoes, a T-shirt. Oh yeah, you took him to the movies. You played basketball with him. That's fine. What
I'm gonna tell you this.
significance?
I'm glad my children are grown and I ain't got to deal with none of this. But there's no man, not a boyfriend, not a man I'm dating, because I am successfully dating. But there is no man that's going to take a ticket over a family member, because honestly, I could say tell a grandmother to come on that one ticket because they only get the one fucking ticket.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It could be him, the grandmother. It's just so many options before it gets to my boyfriend, because the child has two sides to their family. So if it's 3 tickets, then I would have to choose. If he was active, let me say that. If he was active, then I would have to say, well, we're going to do 3. We need to do 3 and 3. So then that would be me and my parents, right?
Right.
Him, well, his father's deceased. So it would be, you know, maybe him, his grandmother. I mean, her grandmother and somebody else over there.
Right.
But for me, it won't be my boyfriend.
No, I'm with you.
Maybe
I'm with
my fiance, but my boyfriend is not going to be my boyfriend. And my husband, possibly, but it's never
different.
It's never going to be my boyfriend, because I feel like some people are natural born providers. I believe that you're a provider, and that's why you decided to take care of her daughters, because you're a natural born provider. And that is the same thing with him. Because like I told him, so you bought Nira tennis shoes. What the? Am I supposed to be like, oh, you come on? No. You don't get to override the other people.
Yeah,
they play more of a significant part in our life.
Yeah, that part. I'm with you. I'm with you there.
I don't know, but he was like, it would be interesting to hear about this, that, and the other. So the question is, what about the child's father? I don't want it to be a replay of Tyler Perry movie. You know, where he gets the basketball contract, and now his father's there. He want to show up. Oh, it's my boy's big day. No, you ain't been around. When your son got shot, you didn't want anything to do with him. So now because he got a contract, now you here. So, I mean, as long as they're an active father, then I think the mom and the dad should both get tickets without a shadow of a doubt. Even the mother, because they are deadbeat mothers, let's be clear. So I think both parents should be there as long as they're active, as long as they're involved. And to the question, does the child's father override a family member? Yes, when he's active. If you have been distant and gone about your business, moved out the state, have your own little life, you can't. This is what I said. Tell me one of the teachers she had in high school. Give me one teacher, because I've always been active. I don't care what grade level my children were in. Them teachers gonna know me. Give me one teacher name. You try to tell me some teacher. She never had a Miss Jones. Come again. You try to think of a name that is very common. Like, no. No Miss Jones, no Miss Johnson, no. It was nothing. Like I told him, I said, you trying to come up with a name, you won't guess it because the counselor name is Shoe Cabbage. What? What kind of name is that? Like Shoe Cabbage. Really? So no, active parents that were involved in the child successfully graduating, I think, should be there. Any grandparents that has been involved, hasn't been on these 2-3 year hiatuses, and now they're back. No, not Shoe Cabbage. I don't know what you're talking about. But he said cabbage. He said cabbage. Like savage, cabbage. I'm not playing with this guy. But yeah, I feel like, those active fathers, I know quite a few of them. 4 of them are my brothers. So, do I think they should override? Yes. And I mean, when I think back, one of my brothers, this child that had a, what was it, like a middle school closing or something? Cousins was there. Cousins down the line. My mother and my father was there. They only had one aunt on this side. I wasn't invited. It was just my parents from this side. But it was a whole slew of other people from the mother side. Like, what kind of... But that's just how people are. I think active parents should be able to attend, no question, no doubt. I don't know. So if you guys are listening, you're listening to the replay, you're listening live, comment something. I made a post on Facebook. I'll put it on Instagram. We can continue to talk about this on who gets tickets. And when I say graduation, I don't mean like pre-K, kindergarten. You know how y'all do those 5th and 6th grade. I mean the senior graduation. Now my daughter only gets 6 tickets. When my sons graduated back in 2012 and 2014, I'm lying. 2012 and 2015, they got 12 tickets. Their graduations was at Coppin. But my daughter is graduating from Baltimore County. And I'm not sure how many kids are in her graduating class. I know some are, it's a lot that have to finish in summer school. But they still only get 6 tickets. They said they were going to give out more, but it is what it is. I'm a little upset that it's at 10 in the morning. But I'm going to make it. And I'm getting there early because I need a good seat. I need a good seat so I can take a picture, a good picture of her going across the stage. But that is interesting. I only wanted to deal with that later on in life. Tony babies are young. Mine grown.
You know what? I don't care if they give us 12 tickets. It's going to be me going.
What you mean? Oh, they mothers got to go? What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, they mothers can go.
What you mean they mothers can go? Somebody get Tony. Somebody.
I'm putting the fucking work in.
You putting the work in?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. All right, y'all. So listen, y'all. We can get to wrap this up, right? But real quick, Tony, because you know we was talking a lot about the dating this, dating that. Where are you in the dating scene?
I'm still single. And honestly, very transparent. I think my second daughter's mother is where I need to be.
Oh, look at you. You know what? Let me say this. Because her birthday was the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw your post. I was like, oh, look at him. Telling her he love her.
No, real shit though. She has held me down 100 through everything. Through everything. Took all my bullshit, everything, and still never turned on me. You feel what I'm saying? Like solid. I treated that young lady like shit because.
And that's why you think that's where you need to be? Because you treated her like shit?
Because the loyalty and then like when you have conversation with people that you didn't have before, you start to understand things about them. And I never had that conversation because of the pretenses that we started dating on. You feel what I'm saying? So in my mind, it was always going to be like sex and run. You feel me? But things changed. Like, I don't know. It's just, I think being out in the dating scene and seeing
Jess,
shit.
you deserve better. I'm sorry. I was just trying to tell her something. I hope she heard me. Go ahead.
You said she deserved better. I heard what you said.
You feel like because you dogged her basically, you treated her like shit.
I said treat her like shit, but I ain't dog her or nothing like that. I'm saying treat her like shit, like disregarded her feelings, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when that conversation came about, I was like, no, I ain't feeling it. That's what I mean by like I ain't do nothing like disrespectful out the way or nothing like that. No, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like I just wasn't communicative with her. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a lot, but I think we've been having conversations, and I think we come into a place of understanding, and then being out and just seeing that the dating game is so fucked up right now. Like, it's so many scandalous people out there, yo, it's unreal.
Listen, let me say this. It's not just the single people. I feel like the problem is, or one of the problems, is that these married people who don't really want to be married keep sticking their nose in the single people's business. Okay? And when I say that, I'm saying they want to be dating as well. So now you're married.
Well, let's clarify something.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be dating. They just want to be fucking. Because when I was in Bike Week, the amount of married people that was down there fucking off was unreal.
Okay, listen, that may be in some situations, but I will also say, yet again, not everybody is doing it for sex. Listen. Some people are out of their relationships and out of their marriages before they're actually out of them. So if you catch somebody texting and talking to you and they spending more time communicating with this person, it's not about sex. That don't mean that they're not sexually attracted to each other. But if they doing more than just having sex, they hooking up, they going out to eat, they had sex this day, but then another day they just chilling. I guess y'all say Netflix and chill. Y'all chilling and watching TV, don't ever have sex. It's not always about sex. But the problem is some people, they either get married too soon, they get married for the wrong reasons, and then they want to still be out here trying to date. And then it just throws everything off with the single person because, I mean, granted, there are women who mess with men that are married, but there are some that mess with men and they didn't know they was married. But then once you find out, you all into it, and now you got to find a way to pull yourself away. It's easy for somebody to be like, oh, well, you could just walk away. But now that this woman didn't develop feelings for him, now it's like, dang, I didn't just watch the damn baseball player. That shit was all over Instagram. He got a whole baby with somebody. And she up there throwing all these shots at the wife. Oh, because he don't love you because blah, 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 blah. And then here he go, boom, post a message. He love his wife and they working things out and this, and this, happy birthday. So that was an example. I mean, had to be more than just sex. If it was just sex, you're going to protect yourself at least. God dang. Men out here cheating without using protection. That's why he got that baby. I've also seen people that be in a marriage, leave the marriage, and go and be with the person that they was cheating on the other person with. I still hold true to my saying. The Lord don't send you somebody else's husband. I still hold true to that. Because that ain't your man.
And that's in his commandments, not to covet the neighbor's wife.
I'm just like, that's not your man, because the Lord is not sending him to you. But it's still at the same time. I bet he is backstage. He don't get to say nothing yet. So real fast, y'all. It happens. That's all I'm gonna say. If it happens, I don't know. I don't know what situation may be. He all in the thing in the chat or whatever. Listen, so you guys, we got to go back real quick. So the story that we was mentioning about the graduation tickets, that person, I did give him the option of coming on and saying his piece. So it looks like he's there, although he's commenting on I think it's Tim Anderson's story. We want to get where he's staying at with the other thing. Hey, Charles, unmute yourself. Okay, hey, how you doing? Praise the Lord. So
hey,
listen,
how y'all doing today?
You doing properly. So here's the gentleman who is in his feelings because he might.
In my feelings.
He might get a ticket, and he might not. Now don't talk crazy because I called near downstairs. Go ahead. Tell us all about it.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
The question that was asked to Miss Monica was, what was her opinion in reference to graduation tickets? Now, I asked her, if you're involved with a female and your resources are being allocated to the children, do you deserve the right to go to the graduation? It's no feelings involved, it's a question. Now, Miss Monica feels as though the graduation ticket should go to family first. But from a standpoint of a man in this situation that's, again, putting his resources into the kids, he should be treated the same as if he was the child's father or the woman's husband. He should be looked at the same because this man is participating in taking care of this child. Now, if it's somebody that you're just dating or a friend or something like that, then I understand. But situations aren't like that.
How long have you been involved in the relationship with the said young lady? And how long have you been involved in a relationship with the said young man?
Well, I've been involved romantically with the young lady for a little over a year. But I've been in a child's life for, I'm going to say, roughly 6 to 7 years.
And you've been taking care of him for them 6 to 7 years?
No, it's been a different type of take care of, but in that time frame, if the child is in need or things like that, I do things for the children. Like, I'm just that type of person. If a child is in need, I'm going to step up and do what they need to do, what needs to be done at that time.
So which
how
is the same thing I said to you, Tony.
Yeah.
Y'all the same. You just
so listen, I'm trying to get to that point to help the young man understand. So how do the gentleman view you? Do he view you as a father figure, or just someone his mother's baby?
In reference to the phone calls I receive in certain situations, I'm not going to say he viewed me as a father figure, but some of the questions that I asked, I feel as though my opinion matters to him.
But be clear, because you told me his father passed away, right?
Yes.
So he don't have that father. So he may view you that way. However,
He may view you as a father figure.
Yeah, but I
So,
can't say I can't confirm or deny it because that's a conversation that was never had with said child.
it don't have to be a conversation. It's about what the child does. Because, like, for me, I don't have to have a conversation with my two daughters, you know what I mean, the older ones. You know, I call them my daughters because they are mine. They 23 and 21. I've been in their life since they was 2 and 4. It was never needed a conversation because I knew how they looked at me based on our interaction. So if we went in the mall and they wanted shoes, they was, hey, Dad, can I get these shoes? You know what I'm saying? That was, and I never told them to call me Dad. Their mother never told them to call me Dad. It just over the time, that's the role that I took. That's how they started calling me. So if he's calling you for advice, if he's calling you for money, he's calling you to go places, then he views you as his father, as a father figure. Now, do the mother accept you into that role for that young man? And I'm asking all these questions because all these make a difference in the answer.
I'm sorry, could you ask the question one more time? Ask the question, not the last part.
Oh, okay. So, do the mother accept you in the position of playing his father role?
I would have to base that off of what I see in the relationship and things that are asked and things that are done. So if you're asking certain things and you require certain things to be done, then that can be acceptance. But there has never been that conversation where it was asked, can you be a father figure or things of that nature?
So to me, and don't take this the wrong way, I'm just being honest. To me, it's a conversation that needs to be had between you, her, and him. And until then, I don't think, based on what you said right now, that you're obligated to have one of those tickets. Because to me, being in the same position you're in, it's not enough there to override a family member that has significant I can't think of the right word, but have a significant outpouring into that young man. So, like, if they gave you a ticket, that means a grandmother or a grandfather or an aunt or an uncle wouldn't get a ticket. Just assuming if all those people are in that place. So if your influence ain't significant enough to outrank a grandmother or a grandfather, then no, you don't get a ticket. And that's a tough one. You know what I'm saying? But if you, and I'm comparing myself because, like Monica said, we're just alike. So in me, it's no question that the first person coming on them tickets is gonna be me because them kids are gonna say where my father at. You know what I'm saying? That's just
and
how
in
it
your
is.
situation, their father was there but not there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His father is not there at all.
Right. So that's a conversation. So that's a conversation he needs to have with her to have more clarity on his position in that young man's life. You know what I'm saying? That's a conversation that has to be had. Yeah. So you know what I mean. And then if she accepts you in that into his father role position, and you've been there the 6 years, like you said, then you might have to slide that ticket over here. You know what I'm saying? But if there's no understanding there and she don't accept you in that significant position, then you have to accept the fact that you ain't getting that ticket.
Well, from our conversation, I'm clear she don't accept him in that position because if she did, it wouldn't have been. Well, if it's an extra ticket, that would have never been said.
Which I agree. That was the whole purpose of me asking you that question because maybe it could have been.
To ask him who he wants to come?
No, because me being the type of person that I am, I stay in the background because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about her. It's about him. This is an accomplishment for him. So
and she helped him along the way, right?
That's true. But I mean, again, it's should because that's something else that I brought up to you. At some point, it should be what the child wants. So if the child decides, well, I want this person to come, I want that person to come. I only got 6 tickets, but I want you, grandma, my brother, my aunt, my uncle, or somebody like that. That should be the child saying.
Well, let me say this. That may be right. But if they pay dues and me, if I paid the dues,
But if he have a significant position in that young man's life, and that young man want him to come, I don't see how you can deny him.
You can
Speaking
play
of
the let
Mr.
out.
Charles, yes.
You can play the let out. You know how y'all used to go to the club and not go to the club? You wait for the people to come out? Play the let out. They're going out to eat afterwards. Everybody do it.
But why should you, as a significant other, why should you be put in a position to play the let out if you're not playing the let out for any other situation?
If a family member that's coming there has not played more of a significant role in that young man's life than you, then they should not have a ticket over you.
Which I understand. I understand where you're coming from, but from where I'm coming from, I mean, it doesn't make a never mind to me because he's graduating, so that's what's important. Attending a graduation is just something. I asked the question just based off of what another female's perspective would be who's in that situation to where as though her child is about to graduate. So I wanted to know her thoughts on the situation. To me, it doesn't make a difference. I'm just speaking on the opposite side of where she was coming from.
But I don't know. It definitely make a difference to me.
Look, I'm calling an audible. Diamond K, come on in here.
He all over here. He over here like blood doesn't make family. That's
I
why
know.
I didn't say your
Come
blood.
on in.
Your blood.
Come on in, Dad.
Family is family. He ain't coming in. He know to stay off the camera. Look, you heard him right. He is not a father.
I'm saying, but you made some very crucial points. So I just want you to come in and say what you're saying. Because you said this is part of the problem in our society. So I want you to elaborate on what's the problem in our society. And then the other thing is, you asked him, are you and her still involved? And then you shake your head. So I wanted you to explain those things.
I think he's shaking his head at something because I was talking.
Oh, because of what you said. Oh, okay.
Right. This man said he do be selling the DJs. I quit. Listen. but
this guy.
I cannot. But no, listen. I just think that I don't want anybody to take because you do these monetary things and think that gives you a position. Okay, well, cool. I should be sitting right there front row. Mom and what her response is about the tickets, it's clear on where she feel like your position is. That don't mean that you should be angry about it or feel some kind of way. It's just that y'all at this point in the relationship and not at this point. But even still, if my child's father was an active parent, my bae, my boo, he wouldn't be there because his father's going to be there. I understand the situation is different here, but I'm treating it like it is the same. And he's not. I mean, I'm not inviting someone to take his place. She want her boyfriend to go, so that's
Well,
it.
let me interject on that. You just said that you're not inviting anyone to take his place, correct? Mm-hmm. But outside of that graduation, you've invited someone to take his place. Because
outside of the graduation?
Yes, because if you're involved with somebody, you're dealing with somebody, they're taking that person's place based off of what you just said about the father.
Oh, I was speaking on me personally.
Okay, so I'm taking what you said and interjecting somebody else into what you said based off of if a person isn't dealing with a person has another parent that isn't involved in that child's life like they should be, or how the other parent feels as though they should be, and they're not invited. If you're dealing with somebody that's involved in that child's life, regardless of the time frame or whatever, it should be the same across the board, not based off of certain situations. Like it shouldn't be pick and choose when I'm gonna deal with you as my significant other. If they're your significant other, they should be your significant other across the board.
I mean, while that may be true, I feel like I mean, the better only experience I can even really honestly speak on is my own. And when I look at the list of people who are attending for my child, everybody played a hand. Unfortunately, Jada won't have a babysitter because all her babysitters will be at the graduation. So she has a ticket. It's nothing, nobody. You cannot pry Jada and Nira apart. They are locked like this. She wants her niece there. The other ticket, even though she be tripping on that boy, she wants him there. So her father don't get the ticket. You have been distant. You have been living in a whole nother state her entire damn 4 years of high school. And you just picked up and moved and you talk to her whenever. So you're not very active. But I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask my friend, hey, come on. Can you step in? No, I'm not gonna do that. No matter if she likes him. Oh, she did. So I mean, like him or not, I'm just not gonna do that. I won't do that. And yes, they did have dues. We had to go online and pay. But for somebody that's not there, I'm not gonna say, here, come get this ticket. I am not. The people that she really wants there are there. Like, I don't know what else to say. And they possibly can give her more tickets. But then she like, is she gonna sell them? Because there's nobody else that she wants to be there. Do she have other siblings? Yes. But they not on the option list. Because they not one of the people that helped her on her way through school, like she said. So, I mean, although I have a lot to say about it, she definitely got to choose who can go. It's just people she knew was not going to not go. So, and of course, I was going to be there. So, me and my parents never miss anything. Both of them will be there. So, I don't know. I don't know about this boyfriend stuff. My fiance or my husband, yeah, we would have to figure it out. But not for my boyfriend of a year and some change.
But isn't that now? I'm not disputing what you're saying, but I'm going at it from a logical standpoint. You're putting a title on it, so whether it's a boyfriend, a fiance, a husband, it's still the same things being done in a relationship that's being done if you were a husband or a fiance.
Maybe.
Or
I'm just saying maybe. Like maybe, because that's the problem with women nowadays. Okay, I can't speak on men, but that's the problem with women nowadays. They give the men everything before they even get married. So as your ancestors would say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? So I'm not doing everything that a wife should be doing because I'm not your wife. So there are different levels. There is a difference. Because if I'm at the hospital, something going on, and I've seen this at my job. The girlfriend up there crying. Her boyfriend got shot. The wife come in, take over, pull the plug. Ain't nothing the girlfriend can do. It's nothing the girlfriend can do. You can't call the job. You can't go to the job, do nothing. The wife handles everything. Not even the fiance. Fiance can be the fiance all she wants. But at the end of the day, the next of kin has to handle everything. So bottom line is basically like Tony said, you gotta have that conversation. Not just you, any man that is in your position has to have the conversation with the woman on where they stand. But I feel like where you stand, she already told you. If there's an extra ticket, that's just where she's staying with it. I'm not even saying that. It wasn't even asked about a ticket over here. So I don't know.
okay, well, let's revert back to something that you said when you were speaking in reference to the women giving the men more than they should. Can you elaborate on that?
So that's kind of like our little dating or whatever. But when I say that, I mean, like being, I mean, I know you should show like you're capable of being a wife, or just like the man, like he should show that he's capable of being a husband. But there are different levels to it. Just like when you first start dating, you shouldn't expect the person to only be dating you. Like when I met you, I'm texting somebody else. That is definitely possible. So then if y'all go to the next level and y'all just exclusive, you see what I mean? Like it's levels to it. So then after you're dating and you're exclusive, now you're in a relationship. Then you go to the fiance part. Then you're married. Some things change when you get married. And I don't know about other people because other people do. Everybody do different things. I know there are some things that I didn't do before I was married that I did once I was married. That's just how you have to do it. Unfortunately, people don't like Steve Harvey's book. I think it's a good idea on some things. I don't agree with the 90-day rule. Things, do you, okay? But I'm not going to be the wife as I'm your girlfriend. I'm doing all wifely duties. No. Then as your girlfriend, we're not living together. I don't want to live with my boyfriend. You're just my boyfriend. We can stay the night here, stay the night there. We're not splitting bills. You're my boyfriend. I'm okay, all right, whatever. Like some things, we're not buying a house. I'm not buying a house with my boyfriend. I've seen somebody do that. Drama. Clear drama. Because now how y'all going to get the house? What y'all got to do? Sell it and split the proceeds? Even though that happens in marriage. But it's just different levels to it. I'm not buying a house with somebody unless we're married. That's all I'm saying. Like some things you just can't do until you're married.
Okay, so from what you're saying is that you have to become a wife in order to be a wife.
Is that a real question?
It's a real question. Yes.
I feel like you answered it.
No, I have some more to say. I just want to know based off of what you're saying, because I think you said that you're not gonna, sometimes you might do some wifely things, but until you're a wife, you're not gonna do the wife things. I'm just trying to get clarity on that.
You said you're not going to be a wife until you become a wife. Exactly.
Okay, but a man has to be a man whether he's a husband or not. That's why I'm asking that question. Like you have some females out here that want you to work to get to a position to where as though they're going to be a certain way, where the man has to be the same regardless of whether he's your husband or not. He's your husband, your fiance, your boyfriend.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm multitasking. Do you mind repeating that, please?
We need you to focus.
The lines have always been blurred when it comes to those type of things. So yes, the man is gonna always in a woman's eye have to stand tall no matter what. Women, they don't have to stand tall until they choose to stand tall. That's just the way society brings it. That's a conversation you need to have with the person you're involved with to understand where y'all gonna stand and what's gonna be what in your relationship. Because if you go into a relationship and you're like, well, I'm gonna carry everything and you're just gonna sit back. Don't think once y'all moved in together, she's gonna step up all of a sudden. No, she's gonna still sit back. You gotta have these conversations up front. This is not the old days. You can't just go on old time chivalry and all that stuff. No, women want to be equal with men now. Some women might still want the men to take care of them, but a lot of women want to stand just as tall as the man is standing in a relationship. A lot of women don't want the man to take care of them anymore. You know what I'm saying? They want to have just as much say so in that household as you do. So when you're in these relationships, y'all got to have communication. You got to sit down and express these lines and the barriers and what's going to be what, and not assume and accept things to be how you got it in your head, because she might not be willing to be that way.
Which is what I was kind of talking about with him earlier. Like one situation, if you pay for everything, that's what you wanted to do. So we were talking about child support, and he was saying, "Oh, they don't spend the money on the child and this, and this." But
it's not obligated to be spent on the child.
Hold on. If you're doing everything that she's supposed to be doing, you're taking care of all of that. So when the child support comes, what do you want her to do? Because I promise, I know for sure, I can speak for myself. I don't have to worry about child support anymore, but I can speak for myself. If my daughter needed tennis shoes, if one of my kids needed tennis shoes, I would get it out my paycheck. And when I got the child support, if I wanted to go get my nails done, then I'm going to get my nails done. Because I already got the tennis shoes. I already got the clothes. It was already gotten. I got it with my money that I worked for. So and my children have never had, especially them boys, they never had small feet. Their shoes was always expensive. But I don't want anybody to think that the money that's coming from child support is so much so that it's going to help me so much. It didn't do but so much. Even now, the card that my daughter has, and her father has to pay that back money, she got the card. I haven't had the card in some time, probably 2 years maybe. So it's not even that serious. If she paid the rent, it's taking care of the child. She buy food, it's taking care of the child. But if you put her in the position where she don't have to pay for anything, then what do you really expect her to do with the money that's being sent for the other children? You're taking care of everything that the child support is for.
Okay, and like we spoke on that earlier, in that situation, what's the purpose of the other parent paying child support if that person is still doing their part as a parent? You're hindering his earnings and things for stuff that's supposed to be allocated for his children that isn't being allocated for his children. You're not in a situation where you have to worry about the stuff you had to worry about before you was in the situation where you're being taken care of.
Okay.
That's where that conversation came from, because it's like like you would have to look at the guidelines of what child support is supposed to be used for, and child support isn't supposed to be used for getting your nails done or your hair done. That's why some fathers that are paying child support can order or have the court order that receipts be shown to what the child support money is being spent on.
And
now, if you're smart,
hold on, because we got to wrap up. I'm being told by the producer we have to wrap up. But
okay.
Real fast, if I'm supposed to get tennis shoes this week, the child support is not there, I get the tennis shoes. So when the child support comes, I didn't already spent my nail money on the tennis shoes. So now I'm going to get my nails done. If that's a problem for whomever, who cares? I mean,
I just want to interject this real quick.
Hold on. No. We can't, because we all into somebody else's time. So we supposed to have been gone like 51 minutes ago. But we suggested child support 101 next week. Okay. So I'm gonna say this. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We did wrong. We always do this. I don't know why, but thank you for tuning in. If you would like to be a guest on the show or co-host, send an email to theswatradioshow@gmail.com. You can follow the radio show at SWAT Radio Show on all social media platforms: Twitter, IG, Facebook, TikTok. I am Monica WLS, and the number 2 on Instagram and TikTok. Tony, come on, let's go.
I'm Tony Berger on all social media platforms.
All right, y'all. Now, also remember to sing your prayers up for DC Young Fly, the children, and the rest of Jackie's old family. All right, y'all. As I always say, remember to walk by faith, not by sight.
Thank you for tuning in to On Fire TV. We are a 24-hour independent news and entertainment channel. We produce original movies, documentaries, reality-based shows, and podcasts. On Fire TV is made possible because of viewer and listener support. Go to onfire-tv.com to become an On Fire Plus member. Your dollars and your support have kept us going, and we are just getting started.